welcome back to my channel. Hope that you guys are doing amazing. It's been a while since I did a pre-recorded video, but here I am again today after a couple of weeks. I'm going to be pushing out a lot more content this week. So like I said in my community tab, if you have any topics that you want to learn more about, definitely let me know, okay? You can comment those topics under this video as well. So today we're going to talk about shrinking large fibroids before 2025, how we even get started on that, okay? Because a lot of you ladies are dealing with fibroids that are even larger than 8 centimeters, okay? Which is considered large. If they're larger than 8 centimeters, remember that 8 centimeter fibroid is about the size of a grapefruit, okay? So we're gonna talk about that today, shrinking large fibroids before 2025, okay? Because in case you don't know, we have about 6 weeks, roughly 6 weeks left until 2024, okay? Which is really exciting, all right? So the first thing you want to do definitely is to make sure that you, number one, like the video, okay? Like the video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because you're gonna want to be subscribed to this video, this channel, okay? Especially if you adore topics about womb healing, holistic womb healing, okay? Fibroids, getting rid of fibroids, all that great stuff, menstrual health, menstrual cycles, and just feeling more aligned and more in balance with yourself as a woman, hormonal balance, and so on and so forth, okay? Everything that women need to know, especially women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, okay? So share this video with somebody you know that has fibroids. Anybody you know that has fibroids, share this video with them, because maybe this can give them some, I always give great information on my videos, and you guys always learn new things, okay? So thank you so much for being here. So for those that are new, I am Sasha, okay? I'm a holistic womb specialist, and what I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issues and even infertility get to the root causes of these issues, okay? I'm talking about the physical root cause and the emotional root cause of what caused these reproductive health issues to develop. And then from there, I help them completely heal from fibroids, shrink and dissolve their fibroids, completely heal from ovarian cysts, PCOS, infertility, and so many other health issues. And this is all naturally holistic healing by, again, addressing the root causes, okay? So helping women avoid medical intervention, unnecessary medical intervention when it comes to, their reproductive health, because let's be honest, when it comes to the Western medicine as a whole, when it comes, for reproductive health, they do not dig deep enough, and they do not, again, they actually keep women sick. Okay, so that's what I do. I've been doing this for years, love what I do. And again, if you're not familiar with me, you're gonna want to subscribe, okay? And thank you so much for being here. In case you're new, I would love to, I know that we get new subscribers almost daily, so love that. Now, today I want to talk about, again, shrinking large fibroids before 2025. If you have fibroids at all, you can benefit from this conversation, but especially if you have fibroids that are larger than 5 centimeters, or larger than 8 centimeters, because I get so many women who message me or who send me emails, telling me that their fibroids are rather large, and they think that, unfortunately, there's not much they can do in their situation besides surgery, and that is not true, okay? In case you guys don't know, I have somebody who took one of my courses who has a 20 centimeter fibroid, was able to see that shrink significantly in 1 month, okay? Because her fibroid, her uterus, is the size of a pregnancy, a 9-month pregnancy. It's really large. So her fibroid literally is poking out, and you can see it, and she's now seeing it start to shrink. Okay, so amazing results, and she's just feeling so much better. And again, her symptoms are getting so much better. So listen, I don't care what your fibroids, what size your fibroids are, they can shrink. And as a matter of fact, with larger fibroids, if your body can develop a larger fibroid, number one, we're dealing with some major deep imbalances in the body. It's been forming for a while, and we're dealing with, again, a series of hormones that are out of balance. And if your body can develop that, it can also develop another large fibroid or another tumor somewhere else. That's why it's so important to get to the root causes, not just with large fibroids, but with any type of fibroids, with any reproductive health issue, okay? You gotta address the root. Now, let's talk about shrinking large fibroids. I want to first say, number one, we do have before we get started on the topic, we do have a 6-week womb healing experience that's available. We are, again, accepting clients for that this week, all the way up until November 30th. We extended it a bit so we can get more women in. And whatever day you join, you would be working with me from 6 weeks from every, whatever day that is. So if you start working with me tomorrow on Monday, you would be working with me until January 2nd, so for 6 weeks, right? So we're accepting clients until the 30th of November, which is Saturday, literally in 7 days. So just want to put that out there. If you're interested in that, the 6-week womb healing experience on working with me to shrink, not only shrink your large fibroids, restore your hormonal balance, and again, experience womb healing on another level, and shrink and get rid of your smaller fibroids. And you're going to want to click the link in my caption, click the link in the description box. Go to the description box and get more information on the 6-week womb healing experience, okay? We also have where to register as well if you are interested, all right? So let's talk about large fibroids. Let's talk about shrinking large fibroids before 2025 and how can that happen, okay? How can that happen in 6 weeks? It definitely can happen in 6 weeks. It definitely can happen before 2025. But let me just say, when it comes to fibroids, especially when it comes to larger fibroids, there is a cost to waiting to actually address them. If you follow me on TikTok, and if you haven't followed me on TikTok, you're gonna want to follow me on TikTok. If you follow me on, it's a holistic womb specialist. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll see that I posted a stitch of a woman literally that was, I felt so bad for her. She was going through, like, she had a large fibroid. She was going through severely, really bad bleeding and really, really bad anemia to a point where she had passed out a few times. Her husband or her mom now had to be her caretaker. She's literally almost bedbound. That's how bad it is, right? And I'm sure that she's had fibroids for a while, and she's literally begging hospitals to give her a hysterectomy. I think she actually called out one hospital for saying that she didn't qualify for hysterectomy or something like that, right? But she's literally begging. She's online. They're telling people to repost it, and the video went viral. And I had to do a response video to the stitch. I had to stitch the video. I actually posted it here, so a short video. It's like 5 minutes long, where I'm like, making the stitches out of desperation is the wrong one, especially when it comes to fibroids, okay? And you're probably like, well, once you get to that point, you have no choice but to do surgery. That's not true. That's not true. When we have a situation where we're dealing with larger fibroids, right, and we're having lots of symptoms, I'm going to say this because some women, have larger fibroids and the symptoms aren't that bad yet, right? They're not to the point where they're passing out or they're bleeding extremely heavily. But I want you to understand the cost of waiting. The cost of waiting. So when you have larger fibroids and you wait, because some people, when they're not experiencing that many symptoms, they think, okay, I don't have to do anything. And I know that that's doctors, Western medicine, that kind of brainwash you to think like that. That is not the right approach when it comes to fibroids. Please don't be one of those women that wait till things get so bad where she's heavily, heavily bleeding, where she's, literally having like bleeding spells, literally having severe anemia, literally almost passing out before you actually take action about, address your fibroids and take action, massive action to shrink and dissolve your fibroids. Don't be that person. Do not be that person that waits till it gets so bad. Do it now. While you have the fibroids, it's not as bad, okay? And with some of you guys watching me, it is really bad, right? So there's a cost to waiting. There's a cost to delaying, taking the correct action and actually, making the necessary changes, making the lifestyle shifts, and actually going on the womb healing journey fully, not just a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm talking about fully going on your womb healing journey, okay? So as those fibroids continue to grow, because yes, if you're not addressing your fibroids, they will grow. They start to press on organs, and then it could be, you start to deal with, issues with, using the bathroom, frequent urination, and just all sorts of very uncomfortable symptoms, right? Even worse symptoms. You start to deal with, the more they grow, the bleeding gets heavier, the periods get more painful. It could be even, for married ladies, it can really get in the way of your sex life. A lot of women have had fibroids again. They feel extreme pain during sex. It's just not enjoyable for them anymore, right? So this can really start to erode, your relationships. Also too, when you're bleeding to the point where you're dealing with anemia, when you're bleeding to the point where you're exhausted, this is gonna also just, also affect your livelihood, your job, right? Your productivity in every area of your life. So this is severely lowering the quality of your life. I always say that. Fibroids can severely lower the quality of your life. So please don't wait till things get so bad. And I'm not saying that that woman did, because maybe she doesn't have the information, knowing that she can, shrink and get rid of her fibroids on her own, and knowing that her symptoms, literally, if she really took a month to focus in and hone in, she can completely stop the bleeding within. Had a client that was literally, and we did a whole live together, me and this client, and you guys want to see that, let me know. I can send you the link or comment the link back to you. One of my clients from last year, she was bleeding for 21 days a month. Every single month she would bleed for at least 3 weeks and only have like a week break. Isn't that crazy? And it was so bad that literally she would be bleeding huge blood clots, and the bleeding would be so bad she would have to be rushed to the hospital all the time. It's so bad. Like, it'll just be gushing out of her. And this was her life. She said for years. I was like, how did you live like that? And she was just like, she thought that she had to. Like, she was told that she had to live like that, She was told by her family members that dealt with that as well, that this was just something in the family. It's either you have a hysterectomy or you just deal with it. And that is no woman, again, should have to remove an organ, a whole organ, her whole uterus, in order to feel healing, in order to experience, relief. That's not how you actually heal the body. It's actually making matters worse on the back end. But that's a whole other conversation, okay? So she was able to, within a week in my program, less than a week actually, we was able to reset her cycle, stop the bleeding. And when her period ended up coming back a few weeks later, it was literally 3 days, lights, no clots. She's like, right now, she gets to wear the smaller pads now and no longer wearing these huge pads. And the way she describes it is just so funny to me. She's like describing the huge pads that she used to wear. And, just being able to get her life back. She's not writing books, going on stages, and things that she was not able to do with, before. She has daughters who now she can also educate as well, who don't have to go through what she's going through, I think her oldest daughter was going through, pain on her cycle. And she was like, this is just what we have to deal with. And now she's become educated and has healed herself. Now she can help her daughters and her other daughter who is coming up, right? So this is why womb healing is so important. This is why this information is so important. This is why, taking the time, taking, the initiative to address the root causes is so important, and not bypassing that and just going straight to, let me just take out my whole uterus. No, y'all gotta stop doing that and even considering that, okay? So you can experience relief. I mean, this woman, again, that I worked with me, experienced relief within like 3 to 4 days, literally. And has not had an episode since. Like, this was like last year. Literally, she worked with me last year, August 2023. So I just want to encourage women, because again, we think that our issues are so bad and, we have to get our uterus ripped out. No, you don't. So understand that. So also, when you continuously wait, and just watch your fibroids grow bigger without addressing your fibroids, again, this could cause potential issues with fertility as well, right? That's a possibility, depending on how big it is, depending on the location and other things as well. But listen, you don't want to, I always say this too, you don't want to conceive with fibroids. Heal your womb first. You don't want to, because it's just like too much of a risk. And again, the higher hormone levels, again, cause the fibroids to grow, and it just like becomes a huge issue and a potential issue, for the baby, right? We don't want that. We don't want to even take that risk. Why take that risk? It's not worth it, right? Take about 3 to 6 months, heal your womb, and then have a child. Then conceive, right? So I want you to understand and know, and I have to be real with you. When you have large fibroids, time is of the essence. You cannot, like I said, continue to just hold on to them, continue to just do a little bit here and there, continue to just, not take it seriously, not going all in on your womb healing journey. And you can experience, if you start today, because again, we got 6 weeks left to the end of the year, you can make so much progress. I'm talking about to women that have the larger fibroids. Women that have smaller fibroids, if you start today, you could dissolve a fibroid possibly, depending on how small it is, depending on how much effort you put in. But for women that have large fibroids, you can significantly, you can shrink your fibroid before 2025. And I get rid of your symptoms before 2025 if you commit to this fully, physically, emotionally as well, okay? Because some people get stuck too. I say physically and emotionally, excuse me. A lot of people get stuck with the physical and they ignore and bypass the emotional part. And I always see people like that do that get stuck. They always get stuck. You have to address the emotions as well, because there's heavy emotions that we're carrying that cause these issues to occur. Okay, so if a woman has large fibroids, I know that there's a lot of emotional stuff that she's keeping inside. Same thing with heavy bleeding that she has to actively work on. For some people, it has to be every day that you're working on this stuff, little by little. It has to be every day, right? You can't just work on yourself emotionally when there's an issue, right? It has to be a regular thing, okay? So, wintertime, we're heading into wintertime. We're heading into Thanksgiving, okay? And I want to say this too, with the holidays coming up, because this is where people lose their mind. The holidays are where people lose their damn minds. They start eating, they start, stressing, they start again their seasonal depression. There's so many things to kind of like knock you off your rocker. There's so many things to keep you, to hold you back from your healing journey, right? And even make things worse during this period. You can't allow yourself to fall into that trap. Especially if you have large fibroids. Just if you have fibroids or reproductive health issues, PCOS, ovarian cysts, issues with fertility, any of this, you cannot fall into the trap of the holidays. You can spend time with your family. You can love on your loved ones without getting trapped up in, so like I said, having the focus be so much on food. It is a huge issue that when we associate time with our loved ones, time with our families, is always centered around food. And I get it. Maybe back then that was fine, but where we are today as a society, how we have so many people that are sick, the men have low testosterone levels, the women are all hormonally imbalanced, all have wounds ridden with fibroids and all cysts. Where we are today as a collective, we gotta change our relationship with food. We have to. It's so toxic. The gluttony, the pure gluttony of Thanksgiving just sickens me. It really does. It makes me want to vomit. Like, it's just, Americans in general eat so much every single day, but then we make a big deal about this holiday when it's centered around food. Now, if you are, again, looking forward to Thanksgiving because of family, I'm all for that. I'm all for family, being around loved ones, but most people it's solely centered for the most part on the food. And if you have reproductive health issues, if you're on your journey to heal your womb, listen, take the focus off the food and put the focus on you. The end of the year, especially this time of the year, is a perfect opportunity to just focus and hone in on you. It's a perfect opportunity for reflection, for you starting to make changes going into the new year, right? Going into the new year and knowing and being confident that you're going to be in a much better place than you are now, right? Doing something for you, because some of you guys haven't done anything just for you this whole year, 2024. Some of you guys following me may have told yourself, that have been following me for a while, said that you were going to heal your womb in 2024. And some of you guys may achieve that, especially if you've been working with me and taking my courses. But some of you guys have not even put the effort in, and you haven't achieved it. You still have those same fibroids that you walked into 2024 with. You don't want 2025 for that to be your story either. You don't want to keep hanging on to these tumors, okay? So the end of the year is just the ideal time to really, like I said, people are indoors more for the holiday season, right? The fall, winter season, and it's more so less distractions. Yes, the holidays, blah, 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 but it's just, like I said, it's a perfect opportunity to start making really life changes. Perfect opportunity to start healing your body, healing your womb, and actually taking the right, the right action. Because people take action, it's like all over the place, it's scattered, right? It's just random, and it's not moving the needle forward, right? It's the perfect opportunity to hone in on what needs to be done in your personalized womb healing protocol. You guys don't know, I always say that. What needs to be done for me to target these fibroids, balance these hormones, become more in alignment with the woman that I am. Instead of you thinking about the depression and this and that, and that's all from hormone imbalance, by the way, but that's a whole other conversation, right? And all these supplements you're taking is not working because you have an absorption issue when you have fibroids, right? Your body's not absorbing the nutrients because of the level of toxicity in the body. So I just want to put that out there too, because we think that we can supplement our way out of sickness. No, you can't. I'm sorry. All these fancy supplements you have, put them in the trash. You have to, like I said, it's all about you, again, getting your body to the point where it's absorbing this stuff. And all these fancy supplements, they're wasting money and time, okay? They're not gonna get rid of your fibroids. They're not gonna balance your hormones. These are what you're choosing to think, to live, how you live your life every single day. Okay, that's what is going to help heal you. So evaluate your habits. Evaluate your habits from the time you get out of the bed to the time you go to bed. Like, what are your habits? Some of you guys are not even sleeping enough, and that's, again, number one red flag, right? Number one reason why you're in the state that you're in. Number one reason why your hormones are out of balance. Evaluate your habits from sun up till sundown, to the time that you wake up to the time that you lay your head on the bed. What are your habits? What are your habits, right? Evaluate your habits. Write it in a journal, right? From the thoughts that you think to the people that you interact with. Like, write your habits down in the journal, to what you're feeding your body with, to hydration, and so on and so forth. Write down your habits, evaluate them. And, I always say this as well. Picture your dream life. Picture yourself living your dream life. And ask yourself, what kind of habits would that person be embodying? Or picture your dream life, and it's a woman that has her dream body. Whatever your dream body is, it's a woman that, whatever weight you want to get to or weight you want to gain, however way you want your body to look, or more toned. It's a woman that has her dream body. It's a woman that has her dream lifestyle. It's a woman that lives in her dream neighborhood, or, that lives in her dream home. Imagine that woman, right? Imagine that woman, and ask yourself, what kind of habits would she be embodying every single day? 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this, your dream woman would be taking very good care of herself. She would not be out here, overly crazy about being a people pleaser and worrying about who likes her and who doesn't like her and trying to outdo herself for other people. She would be focusing in on herself and really taking care of herself, to the fullest capacity, right? To the fullest extent, okay? So it's really necessary for you to, sometimes you have to visualize that and know, and start embodying the habits that she would do. What foods would she eat? Where would she work out? And what kind of workouts would she do, right? Ask yourself, how would she take her sleep seriously? I'm sure she would, right? So little things like that. And start to make these changes now, so that by the time you get to 2025, you're able to see a difference, right? You're able to see somewhat of a difference. But let me just say this. For women that are wanting to go all in, and see massive results before 2025, that is going to take, again, you to be committed to your personalized womb healing protocol. You to be committed to addressing the root causes, and not just, again, trying random things that you hear about today and see on the internet tomorrow, right? You actually doing what I always hear women say, I've been thinking about trying the natural route. I always want to ask, okay, what is that to you? Because you see it online, I just take a supplement, or I just take a herb, everything's fine. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You have to be very intentional and strategic when you are healing your womb holistically, okay? You can't just throw something in the air and see what sticks. It's just not gonna work, okay? This is why a lot of women get lost in this. Holidays reveal bad habits. Holidays, especially when it comes to women that have large fibroids, again, they tend to already have really bad symptoms. So they say that hospitalizations, fibroid hospitalizations go up. I think the stat is 47% in the fall and winter seasons, right? This is the time when people are dealing with the heavier bleeding. This is the time because, the colder weather tends to put a lot of pressure, and just the stress of it all, right? Because people love the stress over the holidays. It puts a lot of pressure on your reproductive organs and makes the situation worse. So listen, I'm talking to women, your symptoms may not be that bad now, but it takes one thing to just trigger it and just go crazy. Trust me, okay? Trust me, it could be a little bit of stress. It could be because you're already at that point where you're dealing with lots of toxicity in the body. It takes a little thing for it to set off and really start showing, really worsening your symptoms. So take this stuff seriously, right? Take it seriously. Holidays tend to reveal our worst habits with the food, with depression, with the, just not sleeping enough, and just people, just like I said, food, holidays tend to not going outside. Yeah, I get it, this cold, okay? It's cold over here too, but staying indoors 24/7, never just going out for sun, because there is sun out there a lot of times. Just put a jacket on, but still get some sun, get some fresh air, right? That's important, right? That's really important. So it's a perfect opportunity right now to do a huge reset before 2025. I'm not just talking about like a random detox. I'm talking about something that's life-changing. I'm talking about something that's gonna move the needle forward and get you massive results, okay? So what are some key areas you wanna focus on before 2025 if you have larger fibroids? Or if honestly fibroids at all, or any reproductive health issue? You definitely wanna remove the most common triggers. You wanna remove the most common triggers for you, and everybody has their own triggers, right? Is it dairy? Is it, sugar? Is it added sugar? What is it? What is your most common trigger, right? So remove those things, right? Is it, you constantly eating out, right? What are your most common triggers? Identify them and learn how to create a plan that's gonna help you, like I said, avoid those things, okay? So audit your diet and be real with yourself. And remember, it's not just diet. It's not just diet when it comes to womb healing. That's just one thing. But audit your diet. I want to say this too. Work on your stress levels. A lot of you, listen, because I'm a very intuitive person, I've been doing this for years, I can tell when somebody is stressing a lot and going through a lot of anxiety. I could just tell. And some people, maybe in the moment they feel okay. Oh, I'm not stressing, but not the other 90% of the time they're stressing about something, or they're having anxiety about something, right? So if that is you, then you need to be doing the work on yourself every single day. And I get it. Like it's a human emotion. We all feel it, moments of anxiety. But if that is like your default, you got to do a lot of work around that. Okay. And it should be daily. It should not be just when you're having symptoms that then we start meditating and doing breath work and, start working on anxiety. No, it should be an ongoing thing. It should be an ongoing thing. You settling your nervous system. Okay. Because guess what? If your cortisol levels are high, this work that you're doing is a waste of time. And a lot of you guys, your cortisol levels are high. That's why your body is not healing. Okay. That's the first thing you want to work on this journey. If you are dealing with lots of stress in your life, you have to hone in on that, right? If you look at our hierarchy of hormones, cortisol and insulin is the first one. If you don't have those foundational pieces together, your hormones are not going to be in balance. You're not even going to touch your sex hormones, which are the estrogen and progesterone. Then a lot of you guys are just wanting to go, hey, how do I lower my estrogen? Hey, how do I increase my progesterone? It's not going to happen unless you work on the key areas. It's not going to happen unless you actually work on, again, your insulin levels, your cortisol, and if your cortisol is off, so is your insulin by default. Okay, so understand and know that, right? You cannot, like I said, bypass. You got to get to the root cause. You have to work on, when it comes to the hormones, in a hierarchy, right? That's so important. Okay, and we talked about that in full in my Detoxify Your Womb program. And if you're coming to the 6-week womb healing experience, by the way, okay, you're going to get that training too, because it has to, like I said, that has to be done. And I see a lot of people skipping that part, skipping the stress part, skipping the cortisol, working towards their cortisol levels, calming their cortisol, skipping that part. And let me just get rid of the fibroid. You can't skip that part. It's not going to happen. If it's getting rid of your fibroid, it's not going to happen if you're skipping parts. It's just not. It's how your body works, right? There's literally a hierarchy of hormones. There's literally a hierarchy. Your body will always choose survival over reproduction. So if your body is fighting for its life, if your cortisol levels are high, your body's literally in fight or flight mode. Your body's fighting for its life. It's in the sympathetic state. Your blood vessels are restricted, right? Your body can't even digest food properly when it's in a stressful state. So why it cannot heal in that state? So if that's your default state, then you can forget it. You have to work towards that, and not just when you're having symptoms all the time. Okay, I have to reiterate that because people don't understand that part. Now, changing some of your products. We got to start with changing our products. So when I say avoiding, removing common triggers, we got to start changing our feminine products, right? Our pads, our tampons, right? To be more organic. Our lotions, things that we put on our skin, to be more organic. That's important as well. Okay, so start doing that as well. That's important as well. Now, common pitfalls you want to avoid during this holiday season when you're on a womb healing journey. Common things we want to avoid. I'm always going to say this, but it's always going to be, this is what I'm always going to say, because people still don't get it. And it's like, it's frustrating to me, but I just have to remember, listen, it's just how people were brainwashed, relying on quick fixes, relying on like just quick little things that are going to heal you. Even just relying on diet alone, right? And not doing the full work, neglecting your emotional health, which a lot of people do. Neglecting that and trying to rely on supplements or herbs or, you know, a little 2-day, or a week parasite cleanse. Relying on that to completely heal is just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, okay? It is so important to do, like, to be committed to the work and the full work and to get to the root cause of the problem. Random remedies will not help you find the common cause of the problem. It's just not, it's just a waste of time. Waste of time and energy, especially if your fibroids are larger, especially if you're having symptoms. You don't have all this time to waste, okay? So do not neglect your emotional health. If you know that you're the type of person you spiral a lot, you stress a lot, you need to be not only checking in with yourself daily, you need to be doing some form of emotional healing every single day. I don't care if it's journaling, meditation. It should not be just when I'm feeling sad. It should not be just when things are not working out the way I want to. It should not just be when I'm having a bad period. No, it should be daily. If you are having really intense emotion, it doesn't have to be at least for a few months, right? At least so you can get centered. You have to work on that, okay? That's important. Another common pitfall you want to avoid when you have large fibroids is avoiding professional guidance. I know that you guys want TikTok to be and YouTube and free content to be your professional guidance, but it just cannot when you have larger fibroids and really bad symptoms. It becomes a more complex problem. And it becomes a problem that needs to be solved, that needs to be addressed fully, right? You can't just continue to get bite-sized of information and think that it's going to fully address the problem. Nobody should be, whether, you know, and women that are smart that have fibroids and they're not as big, they're going to jump on the professional advice. They're going to jump on it. And I've had some women who have literally reached out, you know, and taken my course or worked with me who had smaller fibroids and did not have symptoms yet, but did not want to get to the point where they were having symptoms, okay? So they wanted to, because I always say, first of all, prevention is better than cure, and it's always serious if your body develops a tumor. But unfortunately, a lot of us, it's not serious until the symptoms are extremely horrible. Why do we wait? Why? We gotta stop doing that. It's really sad. Okay, so you wanna stop skipping professional guidance, whether it's through a course. If you have larger fibroids, it's better to work with somebody. It's better to work with somebody, but if you can only take a course, that's totally fine. If you can only take a self-study course in the meantime, do that. But don't just sit here and piece together this thing, and this thing, and just not get, again, you're not moving the needle. Okay, so get professional. Even if it's not me, get somebody you can work under. We have the 6-week womb healing the 6-week womb healing experience for those of you that are really trying to take this womb healing journey seriously, and to really see massive results before 2025, and to shrink your fibroids before 2025. Okay, to shrink your large fibroids before 2025. I want to say this: I have a client who's recently graduating, and from our Detoxify Your Womb program, she wrote an amazing testimonial about, she came into she actually took my course, the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course. That's no longer available on my site, but we have the Freedom from Fibroids Mastery course, wink, wink. She took it in January of this year, and she did see improvements, but she started to allow, and she wrote a beautiful testimonial. She started to allow the negative thinking and the negative people, the negative thoughts into her head, and she couldn't really, like I said, stay steady on it. She started reverting back to her old ways. So then she signed up in the summertime, June, to work with me in the program, okay, for 6 months. She took the full Detoxify Your Womb program. Shout out to her, okay, yay. So she took the full program, and she's about to graduate December 3rd. I'm so proud of her. And she has this is a woman that literally, only when she was going through severe anemia, her fibroid was so big that it was pressing on her bladder and really causing her to sometimes not make it to the bathroom, sometimes have issues with, using the bathroom. It was really that bad. And it was really making her miserable. And her stomach, again, was protruding due to the fibroid. And she was like, I've never had this experience before. She's always had a flat stomach. She's always been extremely fit. So it was really, really, like I said, really like getting in the way of her quality of life. And her parents, people around her was noticing it. And it really got to her emotionally, physically. It got to her. And during the program, we did a lot of work, emotional inner work. And I commend her because she stuck to it. She was able to see such a huge transformational difference. She has not checked the size of her fibroid or where her fibroids are now, but she will at the end of the year. But it has shrunken significantly. Her stomach now is almost flat. She just feels so much better. She feels so much lighter. The fibroid is no longer pressing on the bladder, okay? She's able to like live her regular life and feel more confident. She just had a photo shoot recently and she felt amazing and just so confident, and she's glowing and she's doing amazing. And really, she's seeing her life, like I said, start to come together, because before this, like I always say, the state of your womb will mirror your life. The state of your womb will mirror where your life is. Okay, so if your womb is going through it, if you're dealing with lots of fibroids, the symptoms, that will mirror your life, and where you won't be fulfilled, you'll be overwhelmed with life. Yes. And as you're healing, you're gonna see, like I said, things start to like get better, and you start to attract opportunities. It starts to almost open on a spiritual level, open up opportunities and just abundance for you. Okay, I'm not just saying this is real life, and this is things that my clients have experienced. Okay, so I love what I do. So I wanted to say this. I didn't even, let's talk about some steps that we want to work on, okay? We want to work on some actionable steps. We want to work on our consistency and discipline as well. Along with, again, getting professional help, work on your consistency, right? Being consistent. Work on your discipline. Even if you're not perfect at first, work on these key areas. And not just, again, doing things when you feel like it. Understand the importance of being consistent. And that's with everything in life, because when you're not consistent, you're not going to see the results. We forget that. Like, we know, but it's like we don't know. It's like we know, but we don't know. You got to be consistent. And if you're not being consistent, find out what is stopping you from being consistent. Sometimes it's just a mindset thing. Find out. I want you to journal. Find out what is stopping me, if you don't know, from being consistent. What is stopping me from doing this thing every day, right? Knowing that it's giving me positive results. What is stopping me from that? Why am I self-sabotaging? Ask yourself these hard questions, okay? You got to be your own. You have to be your own, connect with the inner child in you, but also the inner parents in you as well. You got to self-parent yourself sometimes too, and be a little bit, listen, we got to get it together, okay? Some of y'all are too soft on yourselves, okay? And it shows, all right? Now, you also want to improve greatly your sleep and stress levels. And I told you, a lot of you guys with stress is going to have to be a daily thing. Same thing with sleep. I see that these are the two areas that a lot of women struggle in. You're going to have to, like I said, perfect these areas, or drastically improve these areas, and work on that every single day. Your sleep time is sacred, okay? You should be, like I said, turning off devices before. You don't have to turn them all the way off, but putting them on silent or whatever before you go to bed, at least an hour before you go to bed. Have your nighttime regimen, have a morning regimen. You going to sleep, your sleep area should be sacred. It should not be all this clutter and all this mess. No, clean this crap up. Clean your room up. Like, I hate to tell adult women that, but this is real. A lot of people just live in very cluttered areas, and they wonder why their minds are cluttered. Listen, clean this crap up, okay? And really, like I said, a lot of times your mind is cluttered because you're cluttered. Your area, is cluttered. Clean this crap up. Clean it up. And clean the mind up as well. Start doing emotional work. Start working on the stress levels. And stop, again, engaging in things that stress you out. Sometimes you're your own stress. Or you're hanging on people that's stressing you out. For what? You don't, as an adult, you don't have to have them in your life. I don't care who they are. Okay? You might have to make some modifications, even if there's some family members. They're stressing you out like that and causing you, like I said, there's some, okay, I know a lot of instances where people have, for example, family members, most of the time it's parents, it could be siblings too, stressing them out to the point where they're making them sick. And you guys accept that because it was my parents. No. You might have to take a break from them for a season and really, like I said, and really fully focus on you. I had to do that before. And I love my parents. I had to do that before and focus on me. And it was the best thing ever. The best thing I ever did. The best thing, and it also made them respect me more. It did. Okay? So don't feel bad. You have to put you first and stop trying to be a people pleaser. You got to put you first, no matter who that hurts. I'm sorry. This is going to sound harsh, but it's the truth. Okay? Women only thrive when they put themselves first. That's just what it is. Okay? And that doesn't mean you're not a nice person. You don't do things for people. That doesn't mean that you're a mean person. That's not what that means. But putting your health, your healing, you as a woman first is how you become a better mother. It's how you become a better wife. It's how you become a better friend, a daughter. That's literally how. Okay? You don't have nothing to give somebody if you are empty yourself. It is what it is. Now, and then you also resent the person in the back of your mind anyway. When you're giving from an empty cup, you resent the person. Okay? Create a peaceful environment for yourself, right? Your life should be create a beautiful, peaceful life for yourself, right? Stop, like I said, living in chaos. Stop living a chaotic life. Like, start to clean things up emotionally, physically, and spiritually in your life. This is perfect work to do before the year's end. And this is work we're going to do in the 6-week womb healing experience, okay? Where you're going to experience womb healing on another level. And I want to say this too. Because a lot of women are completely they're not aware of, how can I say this? They're just not, they don't understand how, they don't feel aligned, they don't feel connected with their bodies, and they don't really truly understand and think that their bodies can heal. We have an amazing 3-day live course that will be on Zoom next week on December 4th through the 6th. If you haven't heard about it, it's called The Healed Woman. It is for women who have they have mindset issues when it comes to their health, and they don't think that they haven't unlocked their inner healer. They haven't unlocked their femininity, because part of being a feminine woman is, again, being an inner healer. Like, you have those self-healing qualities in you. A woman should know how to heal herself. Okay. So here's the thing. If you feel, like I said, just disconnected from your body, disconnected from your menstrual cycle, disconnected from yourself as a woman, which is 90% of women, okay? You need to be in the Healed Woman 3-day live course, okay? It's going to be live. It'll be on Zoom from December 4th through December 6th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single night, Wednesday through Thursday of next week, the week after Thanksgiving, okay? It will be you'll get, and I'm going to get asked about replays. You'll get the replays if you register. It's only $44 right now, okay? For 3 days, you need to be there, okay? You need to be there. If you want more information on it, the link is in my description box. It's in the description box. Sign up for it while it's $44, because it won't be $44 for that much longer. Very soon, the price will increase. I'm gonna say it again. It's gonna increase very soon, all right? So you wanna create a beautiful life for yourself. Create a peaceful life for yourself, and reflect on your dream life. Like I said earlier, reflect on what would the best version of you be doing with her life right now? Like, what habits would she be embodying? Like, what would her hobbies be? What career would she be in? And I want you to start aligning and making changes to embody that dream woman. And it's gonna look different for everybody. It's what you consider. And here's the thing, because we think about what our parents want, what our partner wants, what our kids want. No, it's not all about that. It's about you. It's about who you see yourself as, your personal dream woman. It doesn't have anything to do with, through the eyes of a man or through the eyes of my parents and what they want from me. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's you. And if that is difficult for you to think about, then we got to do some work around that. And why have we been projected on? Why don't we know what we want out of life? Because that's why we are where we are. Okay? So I want to say all that to say, I hope that you enjoyed this. Listen, a lot of you can go into 2025 with not only shrinking your larger fibroids, but also restoring your hormonal balance, from being more in tune with your body, being more, improving your emotional well-being, improving drastically your menstrual cycles, healing your anemia and your mineral deficiencies. You can go into 2025 feeling like a whole other woman in just 6 weeks. Okay, so if that is you, if that is something that you desire, if that is something that you want, if that is something that you know that this is for you, the 6-week womb healing experience, again, click the link, go to my description box, read about it, and join us. Okay, it is $1,500, and we have a payment plan where you can split the payments to 2, or you can pay in full. Okay, or we also have CarNet, Afterpay, and Affirm. But listen, do not, and if you're not ready for that, join our Healed Woman. Again, 3-day live course for only $44 right now. So, in the first 5 people that join the next 5 people that join the 6-week womb healing experience will also get a 1-hour call with me, recorded, 1-hour one-on-one coaching call with me, recorded, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. So that's the next 5 people. So you're gonna want to be in that batch. Okay, you're gonna want to be in that batch. All right, because it's a group experience, even though you do get one-on-one support on it as well. But one-on-one call with me is top tier. Okay, it's top tier. And I charge a lot for that on the usual. So I say all that to say, I love you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. Check out the description box for our offers. Do not go on into the rest of 2024, sick and just not knowing what to do and just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Get you an actual plan. Let's start healing your womb, okay? I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and know that your fibroids can shrink. I don't care how large they are, they can shrink. All right, bye.